On March 2, 2012, something very unusual happened in South Africa. A man who had passed away had 21 elephants gathered outside his house. These elephants had traveled a long distance to reach his home. For the next 2 days, these elephants stood there outside his house, mourning his death. It was a scene so incredible that it left everyone astonished. Elephants are known to be highly intelligent creatures, and they do have emotions. It's often said that an elephant can even cry when it is distressed. When an elephant dies, the other elephants mourn, surrounding the body of their lost companion. They touch the body with their trunks and even try to cover it with branches. It's believed that elephants can even smell the remains of their deceased friends from miles away. Allah has gifted these magnificent animals with emotions. But this particular sight was strange. These 21 elephants had traveled about 12 hours to reach the man's house. The man had only passed away 2 days earlier, and yet these elephants arrived to pay their respects. They stayed there for 2 days before disappearing back into the wild. But who was this man? Why did 21 elephants come to his house? Let's find out. This man's name was Lawrence Anthony. He was from South Africa, from a region called Zululand, where there's an animal reserve named Thula Thula. Lawrence owned this reserve and took care of various animals, many of them rescued from dire situations. The animals at Thula Thula included elephants, wild buffaloes, rhinos, giraffes, zebras, crocodiles, hyenas, and more. It's a vast reserve spanning over 5,000 acres, where these animals live freely. Lawrence had previously worked in an insurance company and later ventured into real estate, but he always had a passion for rescuing animals. He decided to leave his corporate career behind and dedicate his life to running the animal reserve. Lawrence rescued animals that were held captive in circuses or zoos, where their conditions were poor. In May 2003, when the United States invaded Iraq, Lawrence traveled there to rescue animals from the war-torn country. He saved 700 animals from the Baghdad Zoo, who had no one else to care for them. Amid the chaos, Lawrence and local volunteers ensured these animals were fed and cared for. Despite the difficult circumstances, these animals were saved, all thanks to Lawrence's efforts. In South Africa, there was another incident where 9 elephants escaped from a zoo. Lawrence, who was there at the time, managed to rescue them just in time before they were shot. He bought them and brought them to his animal reserve. This act earned him the nickname the Elephant Whisperer. Lawrence's family, including his wife and 2 sons, worked alongside him at the animal reserve. Together, they took care of the elephants, who roamed the reserve freely, living a life of peace. Lawrence developed a special bond with these elephants. He often said, "There are some things in this world that humans can never fully understand. The connection I have with these elephants is beyond words. They consider me a part of their family." Lawrence cared for elephants that had been traumatized or kept in captivity. The bond he formed with them was special, and he was known for his ability to communicate with them. With just a gesture, these elephants would gather around him. In March 2012, Lawrence passed away from a heart attack while in his home on the animal reserve. What followed was nothing short of extraordinary. Somehow, the elephants seemed to know about his death. How they sensed it remains a mystery. 2 days after Lawrence passed, 21 elephants made the 12-hour journey to his house. They stood there outside his home for 2 days, mourning his death. According to animal experts, it was clear that these elephants were grieving the loss of their friend. After 2 days, the elephants left and returned to the wild. The sight of them walking back to their territory after such a long journey left a lasting impression on everyone. This incredible event became widely known as the bond between Lawrence Anthony and his elephants was something truly remarkable.